Before I quit drinking, one of my biggest concerns was, what will everyone think? Will I still fit in? The idea of not drinking seemed so hard to imagine. It was just unthinkable to me to meet up with my friends in a bar and not drink. And whilst I knew logically that they served alcohol-free drinks in bars and that those drinks were available to purchase, to my mind, they were just for people who were pregnant or who had to drive. And I wasn't pregnant and I didn't own a car. Fortunately, a lot has changed in the past 9 and a bit years since I quit drinking. I think sobriety has actually never been more normal or more mainstream than it is now. So if you're worried about this, worried about fitting in, I want to do 2 things today. First of all, I want to offer you some evidence to back up my case that alcohol-free living is dead normal now. And even more important than that, I want to offer you a mindset hack for thinking about this in a more useful way. So, first of all, what is the evidence that not drinking alcohol is not a big deal anymore? Well, let me tell you. Last month, this report found that almost a third of pub visits in the UK are alcohol-free. So a third of people going to pubs aren't going there to buy alcohol. And the number of alcohol-free restaurant visits is even higher. So it's perhaps not surprising that in the UK, sales of low alcohol and no alcohol beers have almost doubled in the past 5 years. And Gordon's has created an alcohol-free version of its pink gin after the incredible success of its regular version. Even fictional soap opera pubs are getting in on this trend. The Rovers on Coronation Street and the Woolpack in Emmerdale both have alcohol-free beer on tap. Earlier this year, I shared this blog post about 64 famous women who don't drink. Somewhat annoyingly, I already have a further 20 names to add to that list. And talking of celebrities, have you noticed that the singer Katy Perry recently launched a range of non-alcoholic aperitifs? And the supermodel Kate Moss was on Desert Island Discs just a few weeks back, casually talking about how happy she is to be 3 years sober. Everywhere you look, there's more and more evidence of a big shift that's happening away from alcohol. A new lifestyle is emerging where booze just isn't the main focus. And there are honestly so many other little facts like that I could share with you, but I'm going to stop them there because I know that actually none of them matter if your head isn't in the right place. So let's talk about that mindset hack, because I know there'll be someone watching this who's thinking, yeah, Kate, it's all very nice what you've just said, but in my world, it's different. Everyone I know still drinks. That's what we do together, and I know I'll just feel awkward if I don't join in, if I do something else. And I know how true that can seem, and it feels very demoralizing to think that way. But there are kind of a couple of things that you've got to watch out for here. First of all, if you do find yourself making sweeping statements and using words like always or everyone or never, then pay attention to that, because those thoughts, well, they include words that don't tend to be true and they don't feel good to think. I mean, the facts are, the truth is that yes, some people you know drink alcohol. But if you keep saying to yourself that everyone drinks, then that will become your reality, because the more you focus on it, the more evidence you'll find to support your story. It becomes almost a lens through which you see everything. You'll go out looking for who else is drinking and looking for evidence that it would be awkward to do something different. And you'll be on high alert for any comments from people who seem to be critical of those who don't drink. So, what if you switched that around and started looking for evidence that people in your life are actually drinking less and less? Because when you do that, you start filtering that information differently, and you start noticing what else is available in your local pub. and you notice who isn't ordering another drink and who has quietly stuck to soft drinks all night. Honestly, when it comes to socializing, the most common piece of feedback that I get from my clients when they quit drinking is that they're surprised to discover that their friends don't drink quite as much as they thought they did. And they suddenly realize that perhaps they were the ringleader. Perhaps they've been encouraging everyone else, and that other people don't seem so preoccupied, or they just don't care as much about drinking. Sober people are everywhere. The world is riddled with them these days. They are right under your nose. You just have to look. So that's my mindset tip for you. Start gathering evidence that not drinking is normal and see what you find. I really thought that this was something that I would never get over. I thought that not drinking would always feel weird, like wearing a badge or a neon sign on my head that spelled it out that I don't drink. But honestly, nowadays it's such a non-issue. It feels a bit like meeting a friend for coffee in a coffee shop and they go ahead and order coffee, but I just ordered tea. Like it's so not a big deal. It's just a different liquid and that's it. So I'd really love to hear about your experiences of this in the comments below. Let me know what changes you've seen, what bits of evidence have shown you that things are changing on this front. And also let me know what's changed in your mindset and how you feel about fitting in.